Cool. So just for everybody's awareness, we currently sit at 60 members. So in order for our AGM to go ahead, we need to achieve a quorum, which is 18 current members. So we'll do a roll call here once we get a few more up and running. I'm seeing a couple of folks who have obscured names and obscured Zoom names. I'd like to request, if possible, that you at least have your first name and initial, if you're not comfortable having your full name reflected in the full attendance. Thank you. Okay, coming up close. I think we have one person in attendance who is not yet a member, but so I'm looking to get things started here. At minimum, I can start sharing a screen so that you don't have to listen to me jabber. Let me find the right and correct thing to share. Nope, that's the wrong, that's not it. I want to present slideshow. And then this is Zoom, so you click share like 17 times. And then I fix it so that I can see everybody.
And we have numbers, yay.
Fantastic. So we've got a John Welford, which is great. John is our chapter secretary. I wonder if John, you can help assist with the roll call to establish a quorum. That'll be in a slide or two. I think we've probably got enough participants to get started. Let's make sure that we've got a quorum and see how quickly we can get through this material. So this is the agenda that's been sent out. So first and foremost, welcome to the 2025 INCOSE New Zealand annual general meeting. This is the meeting agenda that was included in the meeting invite, and this is a summary of the material that we will go through today. First thing we have to do is establish a quorum. As of this morning, we have 60 members, and so we need 30% or 18 members in attendance. So I'm just going to do a quick roll call here, and we'll get John, if you can just take a note. I think I recognize all the names and everything looks close, but I'll just make sure that we're all the people present are currently members. So starting at the top, Kamala. Silence. Kamala, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great, cool. Jan.
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. Tim.
Yep, I can hear you.
Thank you. Luke.
Present.
Jackie.
Yes, I can hear you.
Alice.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Stand by. My I don't know what just happened. Something is going on. I think I'm having a software update.
We can still
Something
hear you.
has happened.
Oh.
You can still hear me, and you can still see me.
Yep.
Yes, okay. Yes.
And you can still see the slides.
The slides are back.
I don't know what the heck is going on. So sorry about that, team. Everything went dark, And I thought I was, yeah. All right. So Alice, we got Alice, John O'Clarkson.
Hello, present.
Great. Kara,
Hello.
Carl.
Hello.
Great to have you with us. Corey.
Greetings.
Howdy, stranger. Jackie.
Yes.
Yasmin.
Present.
John Welford. Let's see you.
Yes, present.
Nathan.
Yes, present. Good afternoon.
Ryan.
Present.
Hello.
Both
Which one?
Ryan
Yep.
Bougen, Ryan Donahue. Both present. Very good. Siddhant.
Yep, here.
Steve Wallace.
Present.
Tom Mackay.
I'm here and I've paid my dues.
Oh, very good. Any person other than Joel Rumble who's online that I did not call?
Chris Berganza, present.
Very good. Great to have you with us, Chris. And potential future member, Joel Rumble. So very good. So by my count, John, I think we've got a quorum and we can proceed with our AGM.
Yes, agreed. Continue.
Thank you. Awesome. So first order of business, the 2024, the minutes of the 2024 annual general meeting, those were prepared and distributed after our AGM last year. Is there a link to these was also made available in the calendar invite for this, so all members should have had sufficient time to accept or to review the minutes. Can I get a motion to accept these minutes as written?
I'll do that.
Yes,
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I will do that. Jan Rudd.
Thank you very much. The minutes from the 2024 AGM are accepted. Now we'll put Tom Mackay, chapter treasurer, in hot seat for the chapter financial update.
Cool. So we have $5,945. So our balance has gone up over the year, and that money's come from INCOSE Central. So we get a portion of our membership dues come back to our chapter for, I guess, things that we choose to do as a chapter. What we've done with it in the year that's just gone by is we had a couple of events. So we had a meetup or a social gathering after the last AGM, and we also had a golf day that was attended in both Wellington and Auckland. And that's the cost of events. And then we also sponsored a fourth year project engineering student award that was a project based on systems engineering. And we gave a prize of $500 for that. And then the other thing was, so this is a bit inflated, the website costs. So really, from now on, it should be about $350 a year, but we back paid some of the previous website costs, and we've also gone on to a yearly plan, which makes it a bit more cost effective and easier to manage. So that cost should come down. So yeah, that's basically the current financial position and what we've spent money on over the year.
Thanks, Tom. Any questions about our financial update from the members? All right, 7 seconds of silence. I will take that as assent. And now the fun part, the chapter annual report. So 24-25 was a very cool year. Our membership grew from about 40 this time last year to 60, which is where we currently sit. We actually have new members from many New Zealand organizations, now including healthcare, transport, manufacturing, and government. This year we saw, these are, when I say new members in new organizations, I mean organizations that previously had no INCOSE affiliation or membership at all. So the stretch, the reach of INCOSE in New Zealand is beginning to spread further, which is awesome, as our practice and our push to formalize and promote the use of systems engineering across engineering projects continues to grow. We also had a stellar increase in systems engineering professionals. These are INCOSE, as you may be aware, offers an accreditation program for systems engineering professionals. You demonstrate your knowledge and understanding by taking essentially a standardized knowledge exam to achieve an associate systems engineering professional status. And then after some amount of work experience demonstrated across, a breadth of systems engineering practice areas, you can achieve a certified systems engineering professional status. The number of years of practice varies depending on whether you've got a bachelor's degree in an engineering or science discipline, or a bachelor's degree in something else, or not a bachelor's degree at all. But there is a path to CSEP for all flavors of qualification. And I really wanted to just take a moment to acknowledge the 9 new SEPs, 1 CSEP and 8 SEPs that we've had join our cohort, join our chapter. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Congratulations to you all. I think it's really awesome, and I'm really hoping that we'll continue to see adoption of the systems, adoption and recognition of the value of the systems engineering professional accreditation. So this is the 2024 year in review. We held 6 meetups over the course of the year, covering a variety of topics from how to model resilient, intelligent transport systems, operational technology, in the introduction and uptake of systems engineering in infrastructure projects like water, human systems integration, and systems engineering and human factors was one of the most well attended and rewatched meetups of the year, and the systematically pulverized ears approach for standardizing how requirements are developed to facilitate effective, efficient review and management. Great stuff. We hosted a SEP prep panel in June of last year, where folks who had been through the systems engineering professional accreditation process shared their tips and tricks and offered peer support to others who were currently either thinking about going through it or currently going through the process. We had, I think, 9 or 10 attendees at the Systems Engineering Test and Evaluation Conference hosted by the Systems Engineering Society of Australia in Melbourne last September, which was phenomenal. Not only was that the number of participants that like setting a record, but we really were recognized. We stood out as being legitimate practitioners of this within some of the unique context of New Zealand. In December, we kicked off a business case improvement working group and organized and ran committee nominations, nominations and an election for a new committee. These were all things that we aimed to have on our list of goals, things to do in the next 12 months. and we achieved them all. We had John Welford ended up presenting his systematically pulverizing ears paper at the 2024 INCOSE International Symposium. We hosted a visit from Kwok Do, the INCOSE Sector 3 director. Like I mentioned before, 10 attendees and 2 presentations at SETI 2024, which was again a record. The CISA organizing team for that event was very happy to have our presence and our contributions, and they're really excited that we will continue to participate with them as peers going forward. We defended our title as one of the highest CEP rates per both by chapter size and per capita. We hosted 6 meetups from a variety from presenters from a variety of organizations. We drafted a letter to deans to petition the higher those responsible for higher education, shaping and sculpting higher education, to include systems engineering core concepts in university engineering curricula. As Tom mentioned, we held and gave our first ever student award for the incorporation of systems engineering and systems thinking in a 4th year engineering project. Convened the business case improvement working group, which continues to put in effort to. There's an update slide on that in a moment, and we are now planning, and it's really going to happen, the first ever New Zealand Systems Engineering Conference later in 2025. All of this stuff has kicked off, has either occurred or started in the last 12 months. And like, it just rocks my world that this is what, it brings me a great deal of satisfaction to see our profession come together to make such a difference. I think, Tom, you had provided these slides. Did you want to talk to this, or are you okay with me talking to it?
I'm happy to talk to it if you like. We probably haven't publicized this all that much recently, but so some of the feedback that we got when we did a survey of mainly our members was that systems engineering isn't very recognized in New Zealand, and we'd like to improve that. Part of the effort to improve it is we've reached out to Engineering New Zealand, and we've put forward a proposal to request that systems engineering is added as an Engineering New Zealand practice field. And what that means is we could become chartered as systems engineering, as systems engineers with Engineering New Zealand. So we've submitted that proposal, and we've got some feedback from the ENZ board that basically we need to provide extra evidence that systems engineering requires specialist knowledge and skills. So we've addressed that by sort of talking about the, I guess, the literature around and the bodies of knowledge that we base our systems engineering practice on, and the standards that are systems engineering specific. And then whether or not it's distinctive enough from other fields. So we've talked about how there's some big organizations that hire systems engineers, big international ones, and a growing number of New Zealand ones. And also that's supported by that body of knowledge as well. So our response to that one. And then probably the question that I think we're the least strong in was they want to have a large cohort of potential chartered engineers in the practice field. And they were, I think the number was something along the lines of 50, or it was larger, quite a large number anyway. And we've sort of put forward that our group is quite an experienced group, and there's more systems engineers than currently in INCOSE New Zealand within New Zealand, and that's evidenced by the size of our mailing list. So we've put forward those numbers as well. So hopefully we get a positive response, but expect it will be a bit of back and forth before we get this across the line, but we want it to get there.
Thanks, Tom. We want it to get there, and there's precedent in Australia for
Yes.
following this model. So while it's new in New Zealand, it's not new in the world, and we'll keep you all apprised of how we get on. Thanks, Tom. John, I think you wanted to say a few words about the INCOSE New Zealand Business Case Working Group.
Yes, so I thought I'd just mention what we're working on, and thanks, of course, to the members who are listed in the middle there. So what we're looking at is how systems engineering is currently used in business cases within New Zealand, predominantly for NZTA, Rakatahi, and their sort of published business case process, and seeing if there are areas where we believe it could be improved through the addition of systems engineering or systems thinking. The intention is to produce as sort of output white paper as a sort of INCOSE New Zealand opinion piece that they may be able to sort of implement within improvements to the process, which I know the NZT are interested in how their process can be improved. So I won't go through everything on the slide, but suffice to say, we're working through various different areas we believe improvements could be made, and pulling together ideas and outputs on this. It's not a closed group, very open to others getting involved. Please reach out to myself or others on the committee if you'd like to be involved in this working group. We're currently at the stage of sort of having a lot of good sort of draft ideas where we'd like to start engaging with people from NZTA for early feedback on those, with the intention of pulling together an actual sort of documented output in the near future, the next couple of months, I suppose. Thanks.
Thanks, John. Working groups like this that form are common across New Zealand, or sorry, are common across INCOSE. Sometimes they are chapter specific, addressing matters that are really relevant to a particular locale or geography. Other times there are a wide variety of working groups that are broad and have international representation. And I encourage all INCOSE members, and in particular New Zealand chapter members, to participate to the extent that you're interested, and to contribute your unique experience and perspectives to that international discussion, to the international chorus of how systems of what systems engineering is, and how we do what we do. So looking forward in the 2025-2026 timeline, here we are with our annual general meeting. In late April, we'll have a social event this evening for those of you in Auckland and Wellington. Promise at some point we'll figure out how to do this across greater geographies, because we've got more members. We've got more members than ever, in more cities than ever. It'd be great to have you all come along. We're planning again to have, somewhere between 6 and 8 meetups over the course of the year. The December-January period tends to be pretty quiet, so we often don't schedule things in that time frame. But that's okay, because we'll all be, riding the adrenaline rush from that November 2025 New Zealand Systems Engineering Conference that that we'll be hosting here in Auckland on the 11th and 12th. Not included on this slide, but if you're interested, there will also be an in-person SEP exam as part of that. At the moment, you can take the exam online. There are some requirements for that, which are not that challenging to meet, but can prove problematic for some IT requirements or operating environments. But if you are interested in, if you're interested in taking the SEP exam and you need an excuse, you need a deadline to work to, signing up for that SEP exam in November will be a good one. Information about how to register for that is available on at INCOSE.org, and if you are keen to get more info, feel free to contact me. Great. So that wraps up the chapter annual report. One item that we are required to cover explicitly as part of the new Incorporated Societies Act of 2022 is a disclosure of conflicts of interest within the committee. These are like standard conflict of interest kinds of things. Do you have a financial interest in the kinds of things that we're making decisions about? Do you stand to have financial gain from any of the choices that we make? Within the outgoing committee, there are no conflicts to disclose. Within the incoming committee, we have no conflicts to disclose. If that changes, we'll provide you with an update of that in the future. And if needed, we'll have operating rules that allow us to identify, manage those conflicts and potential conflicts if they arise. Now on to the very exciting part of our annual general meeting. So I've put forward a motion to amend the Constitution and bylaws in the following ways: an overall update of content, organization of information, and tone to align with the 2022 Incorporated Societies Act. This update is an update the update also includes an expanded eligibility criteria for officers, an expanded dispute resolution process, a list of required AGM agenda topics, and an expanded list of officer disqualification criteria. These, if we are to continue as a society, that is the minimum number of changes that we must make in order to go forward. We've also included a provision to pass a written resolution in lieu of a general meeting. So as we go forward as a chapter, if we determine that it is not, that it's a quiet time and not necessary for us to all find an hour to get together once a year, we can pass a resolution, or for example, to modify bylaws, a vote to modify not the Constitution per se, but our bylaws. We can pass a written resolution. We've added a provision to allow us to pass a written resolution that will allow members to approve, to agree or disagree, to vote yay or nay with that resolution as part of the process. So it's not a we've given ourselves carte blanche to never hold an AGM again, rather an alternative mechanism for relatively minor things, because it can be challenging to get everybody together. We've made a modification to clarify and revise the timings by the use of the term calendar days in place of clear days or working days. Working days is like objectively easier, but harder. It's objectively more accurate, but harder to count. So calendar days now used throughout. There had been a combination of days, weeks, and months, and now it's just straight up all days. And then, a whole galaxy of formatting and typographical issues. The motion also proposes to modify the chapter bylaws to make corresponding updates where those two documents need to be in harmony. As of this, I think, so the process for amending the Constitution and bylaws, you have to get endorsement from at least 15% of the membership 30 days before the AGM. Did that on as of the 17th of March. Submit the proposed motion to the secretary at least 30 days before the general meeting. Completed that on the 18th of March via email. Both activities she completed via email. Announced the topics for the AGM at least 30 days ahead of time, which we did on the 28th of March. And then we present the proposal to the general meeting with a quorum of 30%, meaning we had to have at least 30% of members here to pass this, and then conduct the vote at the AGM. If it's approved, it'll be the update. We'll submit the updated Constitution and bylaws to the Incorporated Societies Registrar and INCOSE Central, respectively, no later than the end of May. So as I've said, the act was passed. There are some changes to the Constitution that are required in order to re-register. We've also made some quality of life modifications as well, and to the Constitution, and now the bylaws and the Constitution, the updated bylaws and Constitution are in harmony. So this is the guts of it. We need a two-thirds majority of members present and voting to pass. So we've got 23 people online. I trust that John or someone can figure out what 2/3 of 23 happens to be. And then we'll go down the list, We've confirmed we've confirmed members who are present, and we will poll you for your opinion to answer the question, does the membership agree to the changes to the INCOSE New Zealand Constitution and bylaws as proposed? So I'll start with myself. I agree with those changes. I'll just go down name by name. Alice O, do you agree to the changes of the as proposed for the Constitution and bylaws?
Hello? Yes, I agree.
Thank you. Carl Montgomery, do you agree to the changes to the Constitution and bylaws as proposed?
I agree, Jess.
Thank you. Corey Gardner, do you agree?
I agree, yes.
Chris Berganza?
I agree, yes.
Thank you. I see in the chat, Danush Laxman has typed out that he is about to start driving and he agrees to the changes. John, can you also confirm that you see that?
Yes, and I can also confirm I agree whilst I'm on.
Ah, very good. Thank you. Jackie Chen, do you agree to the proposed changes to the Constitution and bylaws?
Yes, I agree.
Thank you. Yasmin?
Yes, I agree.
Thank you. John O'Clarkson?
I agree, yes.
Thank you. Kamala?
I agree.
Thank you. Kareem?
I agree.
Thank you. Luke Fisher?
I agree.
Thank you very much. Nathan?
Yep, I agree.
Thank you. Russell? Russell, I presume this is Russell Pinchin.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Yep. I'm in agreement. confirming my name is Russell Penfield.
Thank you, Russell. Brian Bougen.
I agree.
Thank you. Ryan O'Donoghue.
Yep, I agree.
Thank you. Siddhant Raj.
Yep, I agree.
Steve Wallace.
Yeah, I agree.
And Tim Brown.
Yep, I agree.
Is there anyone present? And Tom Mackay.
I agree.
Thank you. I have to
And-
scroll down. You were just cut off the bottom there.
And
Is there
I agree as well. Jan Ruud, I
Jan.
agree. Yep.
Apologies for,
No
for
worries.
skipping you over there. Is there
No
anyone
worries.
else whose name, who is a member whose name I did not call? Thank you very much. By unanimous vote, then the motion is passed, and these changes, these proposed changes to the Constitution and bylaws will be adopted. Thank you very much, team. We did not receive any other member motions for consideration at this AGM. Just as a reminder, folks are allowed to take ideas to provide direction or request for discussion on how any variety of topics for how our chapter operates and what our chapter does. You're welcome to provide these motions for consideration and discussion at AGMs like this. And with that, I would like to, I'm delighted to announce the 2025-2027 incoming INCOSE New Zealand Committee of myself, Jess Tucker as president, Steve Wallace as vice president, John Welford as secretary, Tom Mackay as treasurer, and Luke Fisher as committee member at large. I hope that you will all warmly welcome our new team, our new committee teammates, and also recognize that in 2 years' time, that means that a number of us will be termed out of our current roles. And so we'll be looking for others to come on board, to get involved, to get in amongst it. I can tell you it's a pretty cool gig. It feels this very gratifying. I think, yep, this is now open floor. Questions, comments, thoughts, observations, anything from members in attendance. I'd only ask if you could please use the Zoom hand feature and we'll call on you. Yes, and then invite you to unmute your mic and say hello. So Tom Mackay.
Just a little plug for this evening. So we have at 16 tonne in Wynyard Quarter some drinks in Auckland. So please join us if you're in Auckland, and then in Wellington at Foxglove on Queen's Wharf. So it would be awesome to see people there. That was all.
Thanks, Tom. Excellent plug. Any other comments, questions, thoughts, observations? All right, that was a 7. So at this point, I think we've concluded the business of this AGM and I move to adjourn. Can I get a second? Great. Thank you very much. Thank you everybody for your participation. Thank you for taking the time, making the time to come and chat with us, come and or at least listen to me talk during your lunch hour. I really am pleased and very excited about what we have all accomplished in our very short 3 years. We've only been a thing for 3 years, and we've already made this much of a splash. So the next year will be great, and more exciting times ahead. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to stop the recording now.